Hi class, Dr. Halstead again. Welcome to week 2. I'm sitting outside a Starbucks. It's actually quieter out here than inside, so I apologize for the background noise, but I hope you can hear me well. We are getting into a couple different things in regards to your assignments, and I particularly want to make mention of the professional disclosure statement that you'll be doing this weekend. It is, as you do it, you have questions to answer. It's really easy to go overboard on this and really do your best. I'll give you a leeway of a page or page and a half extra over the 2-page limit, but it's important that you think in terms of how you can communicate that material to a client. So this is something you can actually use when you're out in private practice. They'll read over it and sign it as you're letting them know what you can do, what you expect of them, what confidentiality entails, and when you have to not abide by that. So I'll be looking for all that, but I will also be looking for whether you were able to communicate it in a way that showed them, well, basically that didn't scare them off. So, and that it's easy to read and looks nice. And so think of this not just as an academic assignment, but as something you will actually use later on in your practice. And I want to say a couple words about the citations and references. This group in this class has done better than any other class, and I'm just so glad you caught on so quickly that you need to reference your readings in every post, and I'm just been thrilled reading your stuff and seeing that you're actually giving credit to the people whose ideas you're using. So very well done. It's very nice. And I haven't yet graded the assignments from Saturday. I'll be working on those today, but we'll get to those soon. One thing I'm going to require, and you have 3 weeks to do this, is one of these major assignments at the end of the week. I want you to run them through the tutor.com service. This is a new service to you as students, and you'll find it on the menu on the left side of the home page. So it's called Online Tutoring, tutor.com. And you'll click and ask for a tutor and then ask them to look over your paper for you. Some of you will feel that you don't need it. That's okay. They won't give you a lot to change, but I want to expose all of you to this service, and they may have some good feedback for you, and that will be helpful. But for future reference, you'll be able to do it. It's primarily, in this discipline, help with writing skills. So they're there for your help, and they can give you answers to questions about citations, that you've been asking me, or different things like that. So they're there for your use. You have 600 minutes every term, which is a lot of time to be able to use them. So this is really a great service. So again, either this week or in the next 2 coming weeks, one of your major assignments, I want you to run them through that service. And then again, you'll have good exposure to them. So I'm able to see who makes use of that, so you don't have to tell me. I'll just be able to see when you do. In addition, I got one question about dual relationships, and just wanted to address that for the class. There's some confusion about that, in terms of when can I accept things, when can I not, when can I go to a client's event, like their graduation or something. The two principles behind the ethical concern of dual relationships is when you are taking advantage of someone, because we have a measure of influence over a person when we're counseling them. So that's one issue. The second is objectivity. Are you able to remain somewhat objective in working with them if you have another relationship? And so it's really important. So that, one extreme example would be counseling a family member. And so, for instance, at some point, my sister-in-law asked if I would work with their son, who was being pretty belligerent and getting into drugs and stuff. And I said, I'll certainly give you some information, but no, I can't be your counselor. So the reason behind that, it wasn't the taking advantage of them, but I did not have the objectivity to serve them well as a therapist, and we're always trying to keep the client's best interest at heart. So I knew in working with them that there were some issues between their marriage that were probably contributing to the acting out of their son, but I just would not be able to freely address and at times confront them on some of their interaction as a couple. So those are the two, again, that objectivity and influence. So as you think about things like going to a wedding of a client, or going to see a new baby, or graduation, or family rituals or stuff, you certainly don't want to become part of the family. But, if you've been working with a young adolescent and they really want you to be part of at their graduation or something, that's okay. You just, maintain some distance, but you can certainly celebrate with them. And so again, that's the principle. And then that also is part of the reason we don't accept costly gifts from clients, because it can influence our ability to remain objective. They perhaps will feel that we owe them something if they give us too big a gift, or we feel a little awkward and not able to maintain that professional distance. So those are the principles behind those rules. So, of course, if you're in a small community, and we always talk about we're working in a small community and knowing everyone, you may be counseling the person who runs the grocery store, and then you see them when you buy groceries. Or you may be the only counselor, and that's who the pastor of the town comes to. And so that's okay. You just need to be really good at keeping firm boundaries around your counseling relationship, and then communicating to them that we don't talk about that outside of my office. And so those are some of the issues. And what you'll be finding as you're doing a lot of reading stuff, things are not black and white. We run into a lot of gray where we have to do our best judgment. But where people get in trouble is where they go overboard and think they're immune from these rules and start to take advantage of their clients. So that's kind of in a nutshell an answer to that. But you're doing well. I appreciate the way you are doing your work. and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.